Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered where it all came from? How did this vast, star-filled universe begin? The most widely accepted scientific explanation is a mind-blowing idea called the Big Bang Theory. Stick around, and we'll break it down in a way that's easy to understand. So, what exactly is the Big Bang Theory? It suggests that about 13.8 billion years ago, everything we know, all space, time, matter, and energy, was compressed into an incredibly hot, dense, and tiny point. This point is often called a singularity. It's hard to even imagine, right? Now, you might be picturing a massive explosion, but that's a common misconception. The Big Bang wasn't an explosion in space, it was the expansion of space itself, everywhere, all at once. Think of it like a balloon. Imagine you draw tiny dots on an uninflated balloon. As you blow it up, the balloon's surface expands, and all the dots move away from each other. That's kind of what happened to the universe. Space itself began to stretch, carrying everything along with it. In the very first moments after this expansion began, the universe was a chaotic, sizzling hot soup of fundamental particles. It was too hot for anything stable to form. But as the universe expanded, it also cooled down. Within the first few minutes, this cooling allowed tiny particles like protons, neutrons, and electrons to come into existence. The universe was still a glowing, opaque plasma, like the inside of a star. It took about 380,000 years for the universe to cool enough for these particles to team up. Electrons were finally able to combine with atomic nuclei, forming the first stable, neutral atoms. These were mostly hydrogen and helium, the simplest and most abundant elements in the universe today. This moment was crucial because it made the universe transparent for the first time. Light could finally travel freely through space, and this first light is something we can still detect today. But how do we know any of this is true? It sounds like science fiction. Well, scientists have gathered some pretty compelling evidence. The first piece is that first light I just mentioned. It's called the cosmic microwave background, or CMB. It's like a faint, ancient afterglow of the Big Bang, a baby picture of the universe, and we can observe it in every direction we look. It's one of the strongest proofs we have. Second, we can see the expansion happening right now. The famous astronomer Edwin Hubble discovered that distant galaxies are moving away from us, and the farther away they are, the faster they're moving. This is exactly what you'd expect to see in a universe that began from a single point and has been expanding ever since. It's just like those dots on the balloon, the ones furthest away from each other move apart the fastest as the balloon inflates. And third, the theory perfectly predicts the amount of simple elements we see in the cosmos. The calculations of how much hydrogen and helium should have been created in the early universe match our observations almost perfectly. The chemical composition of the universe is a direct fingerprint of the Big Bang. So, from that initial expansion, gravity began to do its work. Over hundreds of millions of years, it pulled together the clouds of hydrogen and helium gas. These clouds became denser and hotter, eventually igniting to form the first stars. These stars then gathered into the first galaxies. And from there, generations of stars have lived and died, creating heavier elements and seeding the universe with the building blocks for planets, and eventually, for us. Now, a couple of important points to remember. The Big Bang Theory describes how the universe evolved from that initial hot, dense state onward. It doesn't explain what caused the Big Bang or what, if anything, came before it. Those are still some of the biggest unanswered questions in science. And again, remember it wasn't a bang in the traditional sense, but a rapid expansion of spacetime itself. So, from an infinitesimally small point to the vast cosmos we see today, the Big Bang is the incredible story of our universal origins. Every star, every planet, and every one of us is a part of this 13.8 billion-year-old cosmic journey. It's a humbling and awe-inspiring thought. Thanks so much for joining me on this cosmic adventure. If you enjoyed this and want to explore more amazing science, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. See you in the next video.